Hi, my name is Jennifer Msumba, and today I wanted to talk to you about my experience with autism and how it can affect your mental health. I'm so happy to be partnering with Healthline and want to thank them for sponsoring this video. Like I said before, I'm an adult on the autism spectrum, and my life has been anything but typical. Ever since I was a little kid, it's like I knew I was different. I didn't know what it was called or why, but I just knew I was different from the other kids. I was very fearful all the time, always hanging on to my mother, and then I developed some really bad obsessions and tics as well. My obsessions were so extreme that I wouldn't sleep at night. I would stay up doing rituals and running through things in my mind. And my tics sometimes could be so painful because I would roll my eyes in my head or contort my body. I just remember suffering with that and thinking that I was the only person in the whole world that must do these things. So I tried to hide them from my family as best I could. I would have a lot of outbursts at school, and due to misunderstandings, I would always think the other kids were out to get me. I did get bullied a lot, so I did have valid reason to believe that. But then there were other times looking back that I think I just didn't understand the social situations, and I would get very anxious and very scared, and I would just react to things. And this led to me having a lot of behavior problems at school. So as a teenager, I started to get really depressed. And eventually my family noticed that I was having such a hard time that they decided to hospitalize me. This is when I first received a diagnosis of obsessive compulsive disorder. And it was a relief to know that what was going on with me was not just some crazy thing I made up, but was actually something that people have and that I wasn't alone. This led to me going into more residential schools, more hospitals, eventually group homes when I became an adult. I definitely believe that having autism has caused me to have worse anxiety and to have OCD. These days I take medication for my OCD, and it's made it a lot easier to deal with. And I also am doing better with my anxiety. I think too, becoming an adult, I was able to become more aware of myself and kind of talk to myself through things and just understand more about why I might be feeling a certain way, and I feel like I have more control over how to deal with it. My mental health during this time of COVID has definitely been ups and downs. Definitely my routine getting interrupted with everything being canceled and closed and not being able to see my friends and family have left me feeling very anxious, as well as not knowing what to do with myself. I think this is common amongst people during this time, and it's not just, it doesn't affect just people with autism, but I think it has affected my mental health and raising my anxiety and my obsessions and my worries. So I've had to lean a lot on my friends and my faith to help me get through this time. And when I talk things through with my friends or my family, it helps me to process what's going on and know that, that it's going to be okay and that nothing lasts forever. I also have my support dog, Lemonade, who's always there to pet and talk to, and she's a good distraction, and she always makes me feel like my feet are on the ground when she comes and she gives me kisses and we just hang out. My advice for people with autism or other chronic conditions during this time would be keep your mind focused on that nothing lasts forever, that things always change. Just like they change for the worse, they can change for the better, and to keep focused on things that you can control. You have your things around you. You can do puzzles and things that comfort you that you can focus on. Thank you so much for hanging out and listening to my story. I'm Jen Msumba, and I'll see you next time. Okay.